how to get cleaning clients without spending money on ads. So you don't need a huge marketing budget at the start to land your first clients. And in today's video, I want to take you through the 4 key channels that I will be focusing on to bring in those first clients into my business. They're not going to cost you money. They'll take a bit of time, but you will definitely be able to land high quality clients by following the things that I talk about. And then once the business grows and you have some budget available, you can invest that into paid marketing, and this will turbocharge the growth of your business. So let's dive right in. So first of all, the Facebook groups. So if you are, let's say, a house cleaning business, wherever you're based around the country, there will be Facebook groups within your city, within your neighborhood, within your community. And in particular, the ones that I tell people to focus on are the parents groups, the local mums groups. And within those groups, there are always people looking for cleaning companies, people to help clean their home, tidy their home. Family life is busy. I'm a parent myself, so I well know how important it is to get a great cleaning company to help. So you'll often find that people historically have asked for recommendations. And if you can get into those cleaning groups and respond to people who are looking for recommendations, or even better still, get tagged by other people in the group, citing your cleaning company as someone to look out for, this can be a great source of client leads. So the first step in this process is going into Facebook and using the search tool to look for let's say mums groups in Chicago or parents groups in Omaha. Wherever your main city is, go into Facebook and search for that, and you'll find that there are multiple groups. So make a list of all those groups. And what I would be doing is I would be trying to join all the groups, go from the largest in terms of members and go all the way down. And, most of these groups will be private groups. The public ones aren't really worth joining. So the private groups will usually have some questions for people looking to join. And basically they're trying to screen out people that are just going to be spamming groups. And, we are obviously, the aim with this is to try and promote our services, but there is a right and a wrong way of doing it. So the typical questions that they would be asking you would be, are you living in the area? Do you have family? Obviously, if you've got kids, this is great. If you don't, you can just say you don't, but you're a local resident. And there's probably a question around the reasons for wanting to join. And you can be very upfront and honest. Don't tell them. Don't give the intention that you are joining not to promote your services, but you can go in and say, we're a local cleaning business. We work with local families helping with cleaning. We don't want to promote our services, but if people ask for recommendations, we want to help and give them an option. So not every group in your area will accept you, but most will. And the next step after that is that you want to go into these groups and again do a keyword search in those groups, putting cleaner, cleaning company, maid service, and what you'll see is those historical posts of people that have been posted for recommendations, and you can get a feel of how often people post these types of things, what sort of engagement, are there people responding, are there other cleaning companies in there getting tagged. Just get a feel of the activity, how sort of interesting those groups would be for you. And once you're in these groups, I would prioritize them. You might find that you join 5 and 2, have no posts about cleaning companies. That's great. You don't need to focus your time, but there might be, say, a handful of groups. And really what you want to do is the daily process should be go to check those few Facebook groups, and you can get the URL, and you can just click on the URL every day. That can be part of your daily process, and just see the last posts in the last 24 hours. See if anyone has posted about cleaning companies. If it's a very active group, if you're in a big city, then there might be some posts every day, but often there might only be a post every few days or every week. And that's fine, but the idea is that if you see that, you want to then try and respond to those posts. And usually what I would recommend is that I would say, hi, I'm Sean, I run run a local cleaning company in this area. We work with lots of families. Feel free to check us out. You can put a link to your website, and I would always suggest putting a coupon code. So put, Facebook 20 will give you $20 off if you end up booking. And the reason you want to do this is not only does it give people a little bit of an incentive to try you because there's a coupon code here, but it also importantly allows you to track the bookings from Facebook. If you're finding that you're getting a few bookings from Facebook, you know that the strategy is working. You might actually put different codes for the different Facebook groups. That is an even better way of doing it. And it just really indicates, what is the return on your efforts. If you're getting no bookings, no inquiries, then you probably, you might need to look at some other channels. But if you are, keep going. Use these coupon codes. Don't be salesy. You're probably getting some people who will direct message you. And again, there's no harm directly messaging the poster. Just say, I just responded to your post about cleaning companies in this Facebook group. Let me know if you've got any questions. So the poster will see your response to their post, but they'll also see their direct message if they check Messenger as well. So the Facebook groups can be a really, really great source of leads. What you'll find is once you first join, you're not going to get a huge amount, but what people often do, new joiners in particular, or may go into the group and may do that exact keyword search. Maybe they're not looking for a cleaning company today, but maybe in 2 weeks' time they are. They go into the Facebook groups, type in cleaning companies in Chicago, and then they see all the historical posts. And if they go and click in a few of those and see that you've responded previously and you've responded a few times, they're probably going to check you out. So all the activity that you're doing now will also pay off in the future. And you do this every day, and you'll find you'll start to get some leads trickling in. The big thing for me is don't outwardly promote your service. Don't say, you create a post, talk about your cleaning business. I would be a lot more passive. Because people are quite, people often don't find these posts particularly helpful. But if you're responding and offering your help, then this is a far better way, in my experience, to find these clients through Facebook. So, number 2 is then networking with local property managers. So this can be a really effective channel, particularly at the start, because property managers, obviously are managing multiple properties. They could be looking for a cleaning company to help with people moving in and moving out. So it could be, Airbnb property managers. They could be particular apartment blocks. But these property managers always need cleaning. So in all likelihood, they will probably already have an incumbent cleaning company in place. But it doesn't necessarily mean because they have someone in place that they are going to be 100% happy with either their service or their pricing. So you can go in there and say, just wanted to introduce myself. We work with various property managers in the area. Let me know if I can send over some further information if you're looking for a provider. So, there's a couple of ways that I think are a really great way of doing this. So you've got, old school networking. You can go to networking events. You'll often see property managers at some of those events. But for me, LinkedIn is really the go-to place. LinkedIn is obviously the business-to-business social network. And one of the reasons why I really like LinkedIn is it's very easy to quickly identify the property managers in your area. Just simply use the search tool in LinkedIn. You can search by job title, so it can be property manager, and put your location, your main city, and it'll come up with all the people that list property managers as their job title in your location. And then you have a target list of people that you can get in touch with. You obviously need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is filled out, talk about your business, talk about, some of the services that you provide. It needs to be the case that if you message someone out of the blue, a property manager, they will likely go to your profile to check you out. So if there's nothing on the profile, that's not going to be a good way, a good start to that relationship. But if there's lots of good stuff in there, you're posting in there, you've got videos, you've got photos, you've got testimonials, then this will probably maximize or increase the likelihood of that person getting back to you. So I've got other videos on my channel about LinkedIn, so go and have a look in there. If you can't find it, just drop me a comment. So really with LinkedIn, once you identify these people, then you can send them message requests or connection requests. So you can say, "Hi David, I see you're a property manager. We work with lots of property managers in your area. Let me know if our services, you're interested in finding out a bit more information about what we do." And just make it very open and easy. And really, the intention is probably to send over some information and really get on a call with them. You start building a bit of a relationship. Maybe these people that you're speaking with today don't need anyone today, but maybe in 6 months' time, they'll think, yeah, I'm going to try this cleaning company. I want to switch it up. So LinkedIn can be a really, really effective way of getting property managers on board. And again, as opposed to a homeowner, property managers will have multiple properties that need managing. So you don't need many property managers to partner up with to start getting a nice volume of clients and bookings in through the door. So something that might be helpful for you guys, I have a PDF that talks about the top 20 marketing channels for cleaning companies. It goes into a bit more depth about some of the things that we're talking about in today's video, as well as a number of other channels that I think you guys should be looking at. So I'll leave a link in the description for those of you that are interested. Let's jump into point 3. So point 3 is then partnering up with local companies. So this is different to the second point. So with these partnerships, really what I'm thinking about is what are other service companies in your location, where is there a good potential overlap with the clients that you're looking to bring into your business? So the complementary services that I would suggest that you want to think about are, as I said, if you're a house cleaning business, but let's say you don't offer window cleaning or don't offer floor cleaning, you could then go and go on LinkedIn, or you could do a Google search for local window cleaners in your area or local floor cleaners in your area. And what you will probably find is that if people are spending money on carpet cleaning or window cleaning, they're probably getting their homes clean as well. Again, they may already be using a cleaning company for their home, but maybe they're not happy, or maybe they want to switch it up. So, we've got a group of potential clients that we know are probably interested in what we do. So if we can contact these local window cleaning companies, these local floor cleaning companies, and propose some sort of partnership where if they get in front, if they put your cleaning business in front of their clients, then they get maybe some compensation or some referral bonus, then this can be a really, really great generator of client leads for your house cleaning business. So the way that I would go about it, as I would, again, it's a numbers game. You want to contact these people and just say, we're a local house cleaning business. We don't offer window cleaning, but we're looking to partner up with a window cleaning company. And you might say, if we have some sort of referral partnership, if you put our company in front of your clients, we could give you a referral bonus for every client that signs up with us. So you can tell that partner, if you use this coupon code, David's Company 20, you'll get $20 off your first cleaning. The reason why that is good is that the clients that work with David's window cleaning will get money off, but again, it allows you to track these. And every single time someone books with that coupon code, you can then give your referral partner, David, who runs the cleaning company, let's say $50 for each cleaning company, for each booking. And obviously, if you can get recurring clients, this $50 is a drop in the ocean compared with the lifetime value that recurring client could bring you. So Again, jumped on LinkedIn. Not every single cleaning company or service company that you contact are going to say, yes, let's go ahead. But again, if you are contacting local window cleaning companies, local floor cleaning companies, dry cleaners, anyone where you think that there is a good overlap with clients, then this can be a really, really great source of leads long term. So it takes a bit of time at the beginning, but once the relationship and the partnership is in place and money is being sent both ways, then it is a really, mutually beneficial partnership. So number 4 is SEO. So SEO is really, for those of you that don't know, this is when someone jumps onto Google and they search for cleaning companies near me, cleaning companies plus their main area. So if that person skips all the ads at the top of the page and then goes into the map section in the middle, this is where you'll often see 3 companies listed. And if someone clicks on that listing and then goes to your website and books service, effectively you've not spent money on ads at all. So this can be a really, really great source of leads. Often, if you've got some nice reviews and you've got some photos and videos on your Google profile, this can really promote you in that Google map pack in the middle of page 1 on Google. So SEO is a really great place. You need to get your website set up right. You need to make sure that you're getting some nice reviews and ratings coming through. But really, if you've got an optimized website and you're getting some of these things set up in the first place, then you're going to be getting people clicking on your business through your Google business profile. And in the same way, in 2026, obviously AI is exploding. People are using ChatGPT and Claude and other AI search tools to look for local cleaning businesses as well. But the good news is that if you have your SEO set up correctly, if your website is optimized, because AI tools are looking to Google for their information, it means that if someone goes to ChatGPT and searches for, give me, a recommended cleaning company in Chicago, and if you can become one of those companies that ChatGPT suggests because you're optimized in terms of SEO, you're going to be picking up clients from AI as well, again, without spending any money on ads. So in the next video, I want to jump into a bit more about how you get clients with local SEO, how you get clients through the Google Maps section. It's a tremendous source of high quality client leads. You will often find that out of all the advertising that you do, paid advertising or free advertising, these are going to be the leads that close the best. So I'll see you on the next one.